What's up, Ray? Hi, what's up, man? Give me a couple minutes. We'll run through teams in about a minute. I'm going over a couple of basics with this product. So the what'll happen with the players? They're going to go to their drafted team. So, like, obviously, Burrow's going to the Bengals. If a player was not drafted and they signed with a team after the draft, so if they're currently signed with somebody, they will go to that squad. There's quite a few undrafted players in this product. Some of them signed after the draft. If we got a player that is not currently signed with a squad, what we will do is I will stack all of those cards up, and then we will randomize it to one person in the break. So I will give everybody a spot for each team that they purchased. So it'll be 32 different spots, and then we'll randomize it, and then the cards will go out with you. So, anybody have any questions? I'm going to start going over some squads here. Cardinals, Juliet J. Falcons, Becky F. Ravens, Ryan B. Bills, Misty Y. Panthers, Jamie T. Bears, Joel G. Bengals, Brad L. Browns, Aaron H. Cowboys, Juliet J. Broncos, David S. Lions, Cody B. Packers, Nick B. Texans, Stuart M. Colts, Jamie T. Jaguars, Tiana A. Chiefs, Rich W. Chargers, Henry T. Rams, Tiana A. Dolphins, Nahemi V. Vikings, Jamie G. Pats, Ryan B. Saints, Juliet J. Giants, John W. Jets, Jose R. Raiders, Amy H. Eagles, Todd K. Steelers, Gerard G. 49ers, Tiana A. Seahawks, Juliet J. Bucks, Eric B. Titans, Juliet J. And the Skins. I guess the soon-to-be not Redskins anymore, right? Juliet J. This product, we're looking for 6 autographs, so hopefully on average, there's an autograph in each one of these boxes. The Blaster is also supposed to have 4 parallels. The Mega is supposed to have 12 parallels. There's a lot of players in here, so I'm not going to go through and name the team for every single player. I think you guys probably know who you're looking for and that kind of stuff. So I will sleeve and top load any big hits, and we will get rolling. We'll start with these 2. I'm going to bust these open. We have sealed, 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 sealed. I know we have a couple new people in here, so welcome. This is it's actually the first football break that we're doing on here. We've done quite a few basketball, and we've done a few baseball too. So the Blaster will have 4 packs per box, 5 cards per pack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Empty box with a sticker. And what'll happen, Jimmy's going to help me with anybody that might look unfamiliar autograph-wise, so you guys know what team it's going to go to. Because, like I said, some of these guys are 6th-round picks, 7th-round picks, or undrafted, so it's impossible for me to keep up with 200-some players in here. So empty, empty, empty. So for the Blasters, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 packs. Let's go. Has anybody opened any of this stuff on their own? I've opened quite a few of these. Bryce Perkins. We have our first auto. It's LSU. Thad Moss. There's a real name. Thaddeus Moss. Tigers. It's a nice card. He actually, if I remember correctly, he scored in the national championship game. Jimmy, help me out with Thaddeus Moss where he went. The Red Wolves. So I'm assuming he means the Washington Redskins. Um, we have a Cam Akers red. So that's a red parallel. We have a Xavier McKinney and LaMichael Pirine. LaMichael Pirine is a Jet. I do know that. So I have a base list for all this stuff, so everybody's going to go to the right team. It's just impossible to look at it now. We have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That'll go to the Chiefs. Charlie Warner. We have a DJ Dallas blue optic rated rookie. It's a nice card. And we have a Brian Lewerke and a James Proche. So if you noticed, all this stuff, they're in their college uniforms. The pro stuff isn't going to come out until probably a couple weeks now. I would think that we'll start to see some optic and prism shortly. And we had a Mr. Edwards-Helaire. Probably your first pick in fantasy drafts right there. Sticker. Tua, first Tua, Dolphins. It's a prestige rookie. We have Benny LeMay, Javon Leake. We have Alvin Ahmed. It's Crown Royale, and Jermichael Hasty. So if you notice, if you're unfamiliar with this product, there's 15 different types of cards in here. So they take like the print run from 15 different types of cards and throw it in here. It's pretty interesting. The hobby version's actually pretty crazy. I've been in part of a couple case breaks of the hobby version, so it's pretty loaded, to be honest with you. This stuff a little bit less loaded just because it's retail, but I have pulled some nice stuff out of here. And like I said, you can get the autos and the parallels and that kind of stuff out of here. So J.K. Dobbins, Ravens. We have Darrington Evans, another Jermichael Hasty. That's going to be a blue Crown Royale. We have another Jermichael Hasty. That'll be the base Crown Royale. And we have a Herbert. That's a nice card. That is a nice card going to the Chargers. Herbert, that's going to be a Phoenix. Dusty, what's up, man? Trying to get ready for some football here. Mr. Herbert. Let's put our first auto up there, too. And another JK. Alrighty. Tyler Johnson, Minnesota Golden Gophers. We have Courtney Davis, Phoenix Colin Johnson, University of Texas, another DJ Dallas, and there is our first Justin Jefferson Spectra. That's going to go to the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people think that the Eagles should have drafted him. I don't know. We took Rager, so we'll see. But apparently Rager can't catch the ball. We had Thad Moss auto was the first hit here. There's a Burrow Chronicles. Another Herbert. That is a Donruss base. We had speak of the devil, Jalen Rager right there. It's a red parallel going to the Eagles. We have a Jake Luton and a Javon Leak. That is our first Mr. Burrow. Alright, so we got 2 packs left of the blasters. We should still have an auto coming. Another LaMichael Pirine. We have an Anthony Gordon. A Lynn Bowden. Oh, that's a nice card there. Joe Burrow Optic. Rated rookie. Going to those Bengals. Nice card. Very nice card. Mr. Burrow. Alright, so this last pack should have our second auto. Hopefully we can get a good one. Albert Okurabam? Oh, they hosed us. So, if you're familiar with Panini, what they will do sometimes is give you points instead of an autograph. That is what just happened. So, instead of an auto, we got 250 points. So, what I will do, I will also randomize this to you guys in the group. So, somebody will win these. Just check the Facebook thread. I'll actually create a new thread, but somebody will get this in their shipment. That stinks, though. Julian Akwara. We have Devin. God, I can't even read that. Asiasi. And Benjamin Victor. That's crazy that they give points like that, man. Especially not a lot of them. Like, if you're going to get points, you would think they would give you 600. Like, 250 points does not get you anything on their website. You need, like, thousands to get anything half decent. Yeah, we had a couple Burrows already. You had a Burrow Optic, and then there was a Burrow Chronicles, too. The Optic is the better of the two. All right, so this is the Mega Box. So this has more packs. There's 60 cards in here as opposed to 20. Take a look. There we go. Still the same. It should be one auto. Hopefully we don't get hosed with points again. But there's supposed to be a few more parallels in here than the blaster box. So hopefully we see a couple of the big names here. Kalijah Lipscomb. We have another Herbert. There we go. Chargers. We have a Keyshawn Vaughn. That's a Phoenix. We have a Darrynton Evans and a Darius Anderson. TCU. I haven't seen any of the receivers yet. Alrighty, we have Jonathan Taylor. There you go, T. Higgins. Speak of the devil, going back to the Bengals. We have, we did have a Justin Jefferson earlier. There's another Justin Jefferson. Looks like the red Spectra parallel. It's actually a decent card. Steven Montez, Colorado, and J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, again, is the Baltimore Ravens. Sometimes I prefer the football breaks because they're a lot cheaper than basketball anymore. The basketball prices are so outrageous. Thad Moss again. We have an Adam Troutman. Harrison Bryant. Jonathan Taylor. And Bryce Perkins. That is Jimmy Faber's favorite player, Bryce Perkins. He went to Virginia. I don't even know if he got drafted. Did he get drafted, Bryce Perkins? I don't believe so. So that's the kind of guy. So if he was undrafted and is unsigned, he'll get random off. John Hightower. We have a Benjamin Victor. AJ Epenza. Quez Watkins. And another Herbert. That's absolute this time. It's our third Herbert. Jerry Jeudy. Here it's the first Jeudy sighting. To the Broncos, we have Darius Anderson, Adam Troutman, another Edwards-Helaire. This time it's going to be a Crown Royale base. And we have a Van Jefferson optic. Van Jefferson. All right, it's our first Broncos sighting. Jerry Jeudy. Cheyenne O'Grady. There you go, another Joe Burrow. Burrow number 3. That is a Donruss base. And then we have Michael Pittman. That's going to be an elite red. It's a decent card there. We have Eno Benjamin and another Eno Benjamin. The old double Eno Benjamin. Michael Pittman, Colts. And then, I'm sure we all know Burrow is the Bengals. Brandon Ayuk. Jake Freeland. We have a blue. There's Jalen Reagor again, Philadelphia Eagles. These certified cards are hard to see. Another Jalen Reagor, the key hitting us with the doubles. And there's our first Tua. There you go. Tua Spectra base. Going to the Miami Dolphins. Nice. Tua sighting. Let's get ourselves a Tua, Burrow, Jeudy auto. So one of the big names here. Salvin Ahmad. Another Tua. There we go. We're on a little bit of a Tua roll. Going back to the Dolphins. We have a CD. There you go, Dallas. One of the Dallas Cowboys, CD Lamb. This is probably Philadelphia's most hated man right now. So that's a select red. So that's a parallel version, CD Lamb. And then we have a Gabriel Davis and a Laviska Shenault. Laviska Shenault is a Jaguar. Tua. This pack just went to shreds, huh? Justin Jefferson. There's our auto. Colby Parkinson. Tight end. So where's my tight end list? don't have him on here. Oh, there it is. Seahawks. There you go. Seahawks with the auto. The Colby Parkinson auto. Nice. And then we had a Mitchell Wilcox, Cole Kmet, Bears, and then a Charlie Warner. So it looks like Colby Parkinson was drafted in the 4th round by the Seahawks. Devin Duvernay, Keyshawn Vaughn. We have a Dalton Keene, Kalijah Lipscomb, and another Tua. There you go. We are on a Tua roll here. Dolphins again. I'm going to start just sleeving these bad boys and not necessarily top loading them for sake of time, because we're going to get a lot of rookies that come out of these. All these will be sleeved and top loaded when they come out to you guys. Shea Patterson. We have another Justin Herbert, Chargers. There's our first Jordan Love for the Packers. Press proof, rated rookie, Donruss. So that's kind of a little bit of a parallel there with the press proof. We have Jacob Eason and Henry Ruggs going to them Raiders. And my buddy actually did the listing for us yesterday. He listed them as the Oakland Raiders. They are they're the Vegas Raiders starting this year, correct? Donovan Peoples-Jones, Bryce Perkins again. There is our first Jalen Hurts, Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan Peoples-Jones, and another Tua. Old Tua smashing here. All right. Sealed. Let's see if we can get a bigger named auto in here this time. There's our cards. Empty box. Your first time, man, welcome. This stuff's fun. It's a good way, it's a cheap way to be a part of the hobby, man. Some of this stuff is so expensive anymore. The break-in can be really fun. Edwards-Helaire, Chiefs. And we have another Charlie Warner. Oh, that's a good card there. That's another Tua. That's a blue prism Donruss Optic. So that's a nice card. So we have the blue variation of a Tua there. We have a A.J. Dillon and a Rodney Smith. That's actually a pretty solid card there. Nice. Tua again. Dolphins, Benny LeMay. We have Jonathan Taylor, Curtis Weaver, and a Harrison Bryant. J.K. Dobbins. Darrynton Evans. We have a Nate Stanley. Javon Leake. And Jake Luton. shall do my best. The Chase Young auto. Speak of the devil. First Chase Young sighting. Maybe that is a sign of things to come. CD. Jeff Okuda. We have a Lynn Bowden and a Jared Pinkney. This pack does not want to cooperate, does it? Colin Johnson, Nate Stanley, John Hightower, Christian Fulton, and a Donovan Peoples-Jones. I mean, for the price of this kind of stuff, you can actually smash just getting a bunch of Burrow parallels. I sold just one of the base cards out of this the other day for $15. So like if you get like a bunch of Tuas, a bunch of Burrows, a bunch of CDs, that kind of stuff, they actually sell really well. Mitchell Wilcox, we have a Jerry Jeudy, Sean McKeon, Quintez, God, I can't read these cards, Cephas, and Adam Troutman. Sean McKeon, Javon Leake. There is another Henry Ruggs. Nice. Raiders. Xavier McKinney and another Tua. That Tua smashing so far. Burrow, Prestige, KJ Hamler, and then we have a red optic J.K. Dobbins. It's going to go back to those Ravens. So it's a red prism variation of Brian Lewerke and Salvan Ahmad. Quite a few Dobbins cards in here too. CD, Cowboys. There's our auto. J.J. Taylor, Arizona. Not really sure where he goes. Wasn't drafted, so he's not on my list. So if he signed somewhere, he will go to the squad that he signed with. But I don't know where he's at right now. Jimmy shall let us know, though. J.J. Taylor. Jared Pinkney, Avon Ahmed, and a Jacob Eason. That's our first Eason sighting. Eason is a Colt. Patriots, huh? Hey, you never know. Get a Patriots auto. So J.J. Taylor is a New England Patriot autograph. Congrats, Pats. Sometimes you never know. The Pats pull running backs out of nowhere all the time. KJ Hill. We have a Brian Lewerke. Chase Claypool. I believe he's a Pittsburgh Steeler. JaMycal Hasty and Colby Parkinson. Ruggs. There's another Ruggs for the Raiders. Another Eason. There you go. Called T. Higgins press proof to the Bengals. Derek Brown, and LaMichael Pirine. LaMichael Pirine is the Jets, Jets. Brian Edwards, Anthony McFarland Jr. We have a red KJ Hill. KJ Hill, where did he go? The Chargers. So that's an absolute red KJ Hill. Again with KJ Hill, they seem to back these guys. And then an Albert Aquambom. Alright, so that, we got a lot of good color, but the autographs have been lacking so far. So we need to get ourselves a nicer auto here. I think we can do better than an undrafted running back that went to the Patriots. So let's see what we can do. Cards. All right, empty box. Empty box. Herbert, Denzel Mims, I believe he's also a Jet. Courtney Davis, Chase Claypool again for the Steelers, and there's another Jerry Jeudy for Denver Broncos. Gabriel Davis, Jermichael Hasty, Jonathan Taylor. We have a Jeff Okudah and a Brian Herrien Spectra base. Chase Young, Chronicles base. We have a Rodney Smith, a Keyshawn Vaughn, and there is a nice Burrow. An elite Joe Burrow. All right, Bengals. James Proche, auto. Patrick Taylor Jr. Went to college at Memphis. It looks like a running back, right? I think he's a running back. Again with the undrafted, man. So, Jimmy, got to help me out there. Patrick Taylor Jr. See where he went. I remember him in college though, because Memphis was half decent. Packers. So Green Bay Packers. Congrats, Pack. We have Bryson Hopkins. We have AJ Pezina and a Colin Johnson. The only thing I don't like about this product is there's so many players in here that sometimes you get autographs of guys like that. The studs are lacking. That's a very nice card there. Chase Claypool, and we have a red optic Joe Burrow. That's a good card. So red parallel Joe Burrow. So I know when this stuff first came out, that was selling for a couple bucks. I don't know if it's gone down a little bit since the hobby version came out. But I know at one point this was like a $30, $40 card. But don't mark my words on that now, because I don't know, but it's a nice looking card. Burrow optic. Bryson Hopkins, Keyshawn Vaughn. We'll put the old Burrow here. CeeDee Lamb, DeAndre Swift, a Jerry Jeudy blue, Broncos, absolute. We have Jordan Love, Packers, and then another Jerry Jeudy also going to the Broncos. James Morgan, A.J. Dillon. We have a red Brian Edwards absolute. We have Anthony McFarland Jr. and Justin Jefferson to the Vikings. Jerry Jeudy, Broncos. Michael Pittman Jr., Thad Moss. We have Zach Moss and an Adam Troutman. DJ Dallas, Brian Herrion, Jordan Love red to the Packers, so that's going to be like a variation there, a color variation. Darius Anderson and another Tua. Another Tua. Jake Fromm. It's our first Jake Fromm sighting. Isaiah Hodgins. We have a blue Tyler Johnson, Kenneth Murray, and there's another Joe Burrow Spectra. So a Spectra base Burrow. Alrighty. Steven Montez. We have a CeeDee Lamb. There's them Cowboys again. Savad Ahmad. A T. Higgins for the Bengals. And another CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys. Courtney Davis. We have Patrick Taylor Jr., Hunter Bryant. It's going to be a base, a Javon Kinlaw, and a Clyde Edwards-Helaire optic base for the Chiefs. All right, let's see if we can't get a better auto in this last box. Somebody needs to give us some last box mojo here because our autos have not been good. All right, somebody do it. Hit us with the good mojo. Let's get a one time here. Let's see what happens. Box. All right. Jalen Hurts going to those Eagles. We have a Joe Reed, a KJ Hill, a Cam Akers, and there's a select Justin Herbert. That's nice. That's probably the nicest Herbert we pulled for the Chargers there. There hasn't been anything too crazy, period, Cody. Nicest card we probably hit was the Red Barrow out of Optic. The autographs have not been good so far. We had we got skunked with points, and then we had 3 undrafted guys so far. So the autographs have been lackluster, to say the least. Zach Moss, Hunter Bryant. We have a Darrington Evans, Courtney Davis, and a Tua. You've had a couple of Cudas. You may have some color Akuda. In all honesty, you're going to get how much we're opening, you're going to have quite a few of pretty much everybody that you're looking for in here, because there's so many different cards that come out of here. So Kenrick Rogers, we have Harrison Bryant, Colby Parkinson, Brandon Ayuk, and Benny LeMay. Tua, Benjamin. We have another Zach Moss. We have there's a Jake from State Farm, and a Kenrick Rogers. Colby Parkinson. That auto we hit before. Jerry Jeudy, Denver. T. Higgins, Cincy. Antonio Gandy Golden, and Shea Patterson. Jake Luton, Bryson Hopkins. We have a Antonio Gandy Golden, Michael Pirine, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right, still looking for the auto in this last box. Cole Kmet, Jordan Love for the Green Bay Packers. We have another T. Higgins, Bengals, Terrell Lewis, and there you go. There's a DeAndre Swift for you. Nice looking cards. I'm sure you had a couple Swift in here. Jared Pinkney. We have a Lynn Bowden Jr. We have a select of Jerry Jeudy. That's going to be the red variation. It's a nice card for the Broncos. We have a Jalen Hurts for the Eagles, and Darrington Evans. Jerry Jeudy red. Chenault Jr. Here's our auto. Kevon Wallace. I think he might be an Eagle. Look that up, Jimmy. But I think he is on the Eagles. But I could be wrong. If you have the Eagles and I do you dirty here, I'll take care of you, I promise. Kevon Wallace. Get my list down here. Eagles. All right, I wasn't wrong. Yeah, I think we drafted him in like the 4th or the 5th round. So safety for the Eagles. That is the last auto. Oh, we had a couple more down here. I'm sorry. We have Judy, press proof. We have another Swift for you. There you go. And J. Michael Hasty. Yeah, you're not kidding, Brad. I'm not a fan of points in general. Don't leave anybody after this last pack. I'll make it up for you. I hate the points. Um, Michael P. Ryan, Anthony McFarland Jr., Kenrick Rogers, and Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon again. There's another Joe Burrow Chronicles. We have a Jake Luton again, a Trayvon Diggs, and another CD Lamb. I hope CD Lamb does not come back to kill the Eagles, because he's good at football. All right, Justin Herbert. We have Tyler Johnson, James Morgan, Benjamin Victor, and Kobe Parkinson. All right, that's it. But what I will do is I don't like the whole points thing at all. I want more hits. I want more hits, so we will get more hits. We'll run 2 more of these on the house. Add to the break. As a thank you for the quick payments. As a thank you for coming to the group. As a thank you for me trying to figure out where half of these guys are going, since they're all rookies and the NFL season hasn't started, that kind of stuff. I promise you I know football, but once the season starts and we're really moving, and then I get moving with fantasy football and that kind of stuff, like I'll know where everybody is. I'll know who the 4th string wide receiver is on the Los Angeles or the LA Raiders. I was about to say the Chargers. All right, so hopefully, unless we get hosed again, we should have 2 more autographs. See what we get. Empty box. All right, let's go. Isaiah Hodgins. We have DJ Dallas, another CD, Colby Parkinson, and there we go. There's another Jacob Eason. Kind of helps the Colts a little bit. No worries, man. I appreciate you guys. So, yeah, thank you. So, Brian Herrian, Jerry Judy again. I can't even read that. It's so blue. Adam Troutman. We feel like we've seen a lot of Adam Troutman. If he's a stud, somebody's going to be rich. Tyler Johnson, and then we have a Cam Akers. It's actually a nice card out of Select. All right, Michael Pittman Jr. is our autograph. Who is that? Who is that? Siwo Olanula. Siwo Olanula. He's a running back, so I mean that always helps. Doesn't look like he's on my list, so Jimmy, we're gonna need your help again. Doesn't look like he was drafted. Maybe he's a stud. Maybe he's a good mojo free box stud, and he'll just come out of nowhere. He'll be like a Priest Holmes type of running back. Cowboys! Alright, so you just need Zeke to get hurt, and then and then you'll be all right. I guess Tony Pollard too. You'd have to run through, and then probably the third stringer. But once they all go down, it is Siwo's job. Um, we got another Tua. That's a nice card. Tua, Harrison Bryant, DeAndre Swift. That's actually a nice looking card there. DeAndre Swift out of Absolute. Big running backs always have a place in the NFL, even if it's a specialty third and short, fourth and short type guy. So you never know. Never know. All right, James Morgan. We have an A.J. Dillon, another Ruggs out of Chronicles. We have Nate Stanley. Probably end up taking Kirk Cousins' job for a lot cheaper, and Kenrick Rogers. 6'3", 240 is a big boy. Cam Akers, Gandy Golden. We have another Adam Troutman. Maybe he's the GOAT. Kenneth Murray. And there you go, another Herbert. Certified. A little free box Herbert, never hurt. Thunder and lightning, right? Need the thunder. Dalton Keene, another Joe Burrow. We have another Edwards-Helaire. It's the blue out of Crown Royal. We have Darius Anderson and Van Jefferson. All right, we should be looking for one more auto here. Jalen Reagor, Eagles. Here it is. Come on, come on, come on. Chris Fink at Notre Dame. I was hoping it would be Komet at Notre Dame. Chris Fink. Looks like a wide receiver, Notre Dame. I actually know he's not on my list because I've seen him before. That's crazy, man. How much they charge for this kind of stuff, and you get no type of good autograph. I will say that we opened enough cards to where most people probably got their money back in color, especially if you sell it in lots. But CeeDee Lamb, Zach Moss, and Jonathan Taylor. Hurts, Eagles, Joe Reed, Bryson Hopkins, Anthony McFarland, and then another Tua to round us off. So, slippery fox. All in all, it wasn't the worst. I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot worse. But the autos were absolute trash. Thaddeus Moss was the best one that we saw. We ever figure out where Thad Moss was a Redskin, right? Yeah, I think he went to the Redskins. All right, we'll do a quick recap, just kind of the bigger ones. We had Herbert out of Phoenix. We had a red Joe Burrow out of Optic. We had another Joe Burrow out of Optic. We had a Tua Spectra. We had a Thaddeus Moss out of Playoff Auto. We had another Tua out of Spectra. Chris Fink out of Playoff. A Siwo out of Prestige. Kayvon Wallace, who was our only drafted autograph out of Chronicles. Jerry Jeudy Red Select. We had Herbert Base Select. We had a Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of Optic. We had Burrow Spectra. We had Patrick Taylor Jr. out of Phoenix. We had Burrow out of Elite. We had a J.J. Taylor out of Playoff. Tua Blue Optic. It's a nice card. We had a Colby Parkinson out of Chronicles. We had another Tua out of Optic. We had a CD Red out of Select. Another decent card. Another Burrow. That's a Donruss base, not the Optic version. Herbert out of Absolute. A Tua Prestige. And a DJ Dallas Blue out of Optic. Yeah, like I said, I've seen a lot worse, to be honest with you. And hopefully you guys are PC in some of these teams, so you know some of these players and you collect some of these squads and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, there wasn't any monsters that came out of here, but sometimes that's the deal with retail stuff, right? I will be running basketball back. I'll probably load it up tomorrow. We'll be running another Mosaic cello box, sealed cello box, and a box of Optic retail, kind of a little mixer. I'll put that on sometime in the next couple days. Keep a lookout too, because we run free stuff all the time. So if you want to turn your notifications on, we'll probably be running a bit of a freebie sometime soon. So yeah, again, if you got any friends, send them on over, because the more people we have in here, the more stuff that we can do. So invite them on over. Ideally, we'd like to run some of this stuff through the group, but we're kind of waiting until we get like 200, 250, 300 people before we start doing that kind of stuff. But once we do that, we can do some random team stuff. We can do some pick your own squads. Might give you guys a better shot to kind of get some of the squads your PC. So again, thanks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This will probably take me forever to sort, because I'm probably going to have to look up 25-50% of these guys to see where the hell they go. But I'll have it out by Saturday. So yeah, any questions? Let me know. Again, thanks.